There's an old rule in geopolitics. You can be an empire or you can be a debtor, but you can't be both. For 80 years, the US broke that rule. Until now, this week, the world saw something unthinkable. The United States, the master of the universe, quietly begging two of its biggest enemies, just to keep the system from collapsing. Story Part 1. The Venezuela Humiliation. Let's start in Caracas. The same Venezuela, Washington tried to crush, freezing its bank accounts, seizing its planes, and placing a $15 million bounty on Nicolas Maduro. The plan was simple: cripple the economy, force regime change, and take control of the world's largest oil reserves. But the plan backfired. China kept buying Venezuelan oil, India kept buying Venezuelan oil, and they didn't pay in dollars. Venezuela became the first real experiment in post-dollar oil, selling in yuan and even in USDT crypto. By sanctioning them, the US accidentally helped them build a system where oil flows without American permission. Now, America is panicking. Their Gulf Coast refineries need heavy crude, the kind only Venezuela can supply, or the US diesel supply collapses. And if diesel collapses, the American supply chain stops. So today, US diplomats are quietly issuing oil waivers, offering debt relief, and shaking hands with the same man they tried to overthrow. That's not strategy, that's surrender. Story Part 2. The China debt crisis, but Venezuela is just the embarrassment. China is the nightmare. The US needs to borrow $3 trillion this year just to stay alive, but Japan isn't buying. Europe can't buy, and American banks are drowning in unrealized losses. There's only one buyer left on Earth with pockets deep enough to save the US financial system: China, the same China the US is sanctioning, threatening, and calling its greatest enemy. In public, Washington talks tough. In private, the Treasury Secretary is forced to pick up the phone and say, "Please, don't sell our bonds. Please, buy more." Because if China dumps US debt, interest rates explode, mortgages hit 12 to 15%, stocks collapse, and the American economy goes for a toss. The US is holding a gun to China's head, while China is holding the deed to America's house. When you put these two stories together, you see the truth. America is entering what I call Imperial Liquidation. For decades, the US printed green paper and the world handed over real resources: oil, electronics, commodities. Then, in 2022, the US froze Russia's reserves. They told the world the dollar is not neutral, it's a political leash. Now countries are escaping. BRICS is rising, bilateral trade is exploding, and global supply chains no longer need US permission. If you want clear, fast geopolitical breakdowns that cut through the noise, subscribe Global Shift Network and share your thoughts in comments.